We're back with another jam-packed episode of Lunes Live. Your favorite compas got you covered with our NFL Divisional Round Weekend takeaways. The Rams going to Chicago. They said it was going to be cold, that it was going to be too much for the Rams to handle. That big old Caleb Williams with his painted fingernails was going to be able to pull it out and send them to the NFC Championship. And Matthew Stafford, actually, no, not Matthew. Cam Curl says nay. Oh my God. Wait, Kobe Durant, they picked him off twice, right? Says nay. The kicker, where special teams has been a huge problem for the Rams, says nay. Caleb Williams, you're going back to the nail salon. We're going to the NFC Championship. The Rams end up beating and surviving to set up a third date with the Seattle Seahawks. And obviously we'll talk about man, there's a lot of talk about CJ Stroud after all the turnovers he committed on Sunday in New England. There's a discussion to be had about that. Plus, we'll talk about we'll react to no, not Doug. I always say Doug, damn it. McDermott. Yeah, McDermott getting player. Yeah, I always thinking about Doug McDermott, and it's not Doug. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Them getting, so obviously a lot to talk about. Gilbert, get started. Damn, I am either having a stroke or I can't get my words together. I'm not excited, Gilbert, because oh my God, Caleb Williams threw a 14-yard pass to Cole Kmet. He moved around. He did this. He did that. I say nay.
Yards in the air.
The person next to me says nay. The person said, go get your fingernails painted. That person is...
Roberto had a tough night last night. One of his guys out of the playoffs all of a sudden.
It's Monday. I don't care. It's Monday. What are you doing here?
It's because I got the day off. It's MLK Day, baby.
Did you just celebrate Caleb Williams out of the playoffs? Is that what you do?
It's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me because, again, all the talk this week, and I was telling Fran, the problem is, obviously I'm not a big fan, but the way the media loves to push him and do these storylines, it makes me hate him even more. All the, he's ice cold. He's talking about last week. He's ice cold. Yeah. Ice cold against a coach who should have been fired also in this cycle. Why they're hanging on to LaFleur, I have no idea. But also a team that's choked in the playoffs. What are we even talking about? And I know that's rich coming from me. Look at the gear I'm wearing, whatever. But, at the same time, the Packers should have had a little bit more success under LaFleur than they have. So yeah, and then just the whole Caleb Williams thing. How are you going to go out throwing a pick? They're trying to blame what's his name? Yeah, he had 4 turnovers.
They're trying to blame DJ Moore for that one. I don't know where they try to blame him, but
oh my God, here he goes
live from Italy.
In undisclosed location. I don't know where he is.
I apologize.
He could be in the nation. He could be in all of them. He could be.
Well, real quick, Gilbert, I want to get your thoughts on this game. Caleb Williams, 23 of 42, 257, and the announcer said, don't let the stats fool you. He's having a great game. 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. On the other side, Matthew Stafford, 20 of 42, 258. Kyren Williams, 21 of 80 for 87, 2 rushing touchdown. Kyren Williams, I thought, should have gotten a game ball from NBC at the end of the game. They decided to go elsewhere. I get it. By the way, conference championship since 1997. Jimmy Garoppolo 7, Dallas Cowboys 0.
That's
Jimmy
hilarious.
G is headed to another conference championship. But Gilbert, real quick before we talk about that, what I did want to point out is I had a great stat. I don't know where it is. Okay, I'll find it. But it was a stat about Matthew Stafford had one of the greatest. It was something else. But Gilbert, your thoughts on that game? What did you make of the Rams going in there and upsetting the Chicago Bears?
Well, I feel like I'm about to get a 2-on-1 handicap match here because I know how the Ramirez bros feel about the finger painting and the mom crying and the NIL baby and transferring or whatever the hell that Caleb Williams did before the Bears, and also almost trading his way over to Minnesota. I know, I get it. There's a lot of diva tendencies with Caleb Williams, but I would try to find a way, because in a way, I'm glad you guys are here because you're gonna help me balance out what I've saw the last 2 weeks, and I'm very impressed, as you guys could tell, with what Caleb Williams has done. But you're right, he's still an unfinished product who's still trying to find his way in the NFL. But I will say this, and you guys can fight me here on this, I think Ben Johnson hasn't figured out how to utilize Caleb Williams, and I think Caleb Williams was the reason why they beat the Packers. When they fell behind 18 points, it was like, I don't know what to do here, man. I can't get creativity. I can't get fourth downs to go my way. Caleb, just go do whatever the hell you want to do. Go out of the pocket, go off script. And to his credit, he carried them. But, the thing about where I get, pretty excited of seeing his throws is like, and maybe, Dan, you could maybe help me out here because you're not a big Mahomes guy. But honestly, I've never seen Mahomes make throws like that. I've never seen Josh Allen make throws like that. The only quarterback in the last 20 years who's made throws like that, Aaron Rodgers in his prime. The way he's just able to just freaking run around and say YOLO, that requires arm strength to just know where your guys are going to be at. I think that shows he's prepared and knows where the guys are going to be. And to have that much confidence to unleash it, you're memorizing the plays. That's good. But just the way he combines off-platform throws with somehow slowing down the game. We're like, come on, that was 4th and 4. You got to have that play, and you just unleash that throw from midfield. To me, it's impressive, but I get it. I think he had 58%.
Terrible positioning by Kobe Bryant, by the way.
What was that?
Terrible positioning by Kobe Bryant or whatever. 14.
Kobe Bryant from the dead.
Durant, Kobe Durant. My bad. Sorry, Kobe Durant.
There is a Kobe Bryant on the Seattle Seahawks.
On the Seahawks. So, my bad. Sorry.
He had like a 58% completion percentage, which is terrible. The three, like, he still can't play from the pocket. He threw actually, I want to say 3 interceptions from the pocket. Like, he's better when things are chaotic, which is like a weird to have, but a rare trait to have. And that's why I think about Rodgers when like the Hail Marys, and when you think you're out of the game, boom, here comes the boogeyman Aaron Rodgers. Like, I think he could get to that point, and maybe that's where you guys hate my analysis, but he's not there yet. Not ready to go there. Is a lot of learning curve. He lost to the Lions twice. Obviously didn't meet that goal of 4,000 passing yards. But to me, I just see the upside. I see more than Drake May. I see more than Jaden Daniels, but those guys are more of a finished product. So to me, that's where I need to balance out. Okay, like, am I getting too ahead of myself here, or is like this is legit good, like high level stuff I'm seeing here? And one more thing, and this kind of goes back to the Mahomes thing, where like it was easy for us to say that guy's a real deal because he had a great supporting cast. With the Bears, it's getting better, but it's not the same. So maybe do we kind of give him some more time to figure it out, a la Josh Allen year 3? I know I'm rambling here, but I just want to tell you guys what I'm seeing is high level stuff. But I get it. He's not a finished product.
I will. Let me go real quick. I do agree with ESG. They remind me a little bit of the Washington Commanders of last year, but the thing about Caleb is they would come back in games, and you are right. The only problem is, Gilbert, is that you can't rely on that so much because next year teams are now going to get to watch everything, and they're going to see what you're good at. They're going to see what you're not good at. Teams in the AFC and the NFC North are going to invest on their edge rushing. Why? To keep Caleb in the pocket, to not let him scramble out to the sides. That's what the Chargers. Remember, at one point, the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Raiders invested heavily on their outside to keep Mahomes in the pocket. The only thing is Caleb is too erratic in the pocket. He needs to be able to relax that, and he gets too erratic. He gets jumpy, and he wants to make the big play. There was a lot of times where he could have just checked it down, been relaxed, and just try and win the game that way. But no, because the check down, they had just they had forced the Rams to punt to them in overtime, and they were starting to move the ball up. How? By what got you there? Running the football and little dinks and dunks to get you moving the football. Caleb, I think, got anxious, and he's like, okay, here it is. I'm going to show off my arm strength. Because remember, Mahomes used to do that at Texas Tech. He used to play hero ball. Caleb plays hero ball. Josh Allen tried to play hero ball on Saturday, and look where that ended up getting him. And that's kind of the problem. And that's where I think he needs to learn. And no, you do not have to play hero ball. Rely on DeAndre Swift. Rely on these other guys. The other problem was, too, Gilbert, he lost Coastal Loveland on that last drive. Remember, he got hurt at one point, and Coastal Loveland went out. That's why Komet was in the game. I think he relies a lot on Coastal Loveland, which it's not a bad thing, but you could tell at the end of the game they struggled with that. But I definitely no, I'm not just reading the comments. I'm not. These are all my own takes.
ESG is giving you all your information, huh?
That's what the TCD
he's had some good takes too. They
both and ESG does have good. He does have good takes, but you have to realize too, if you notice, the Rams and all these teams, they were all high-powered teams that were putting up 30 points a game. Now we're in the playoffs, and everybody's gone down to 18 points a game. You have to be slow. You have to be methodical, and that's the way things play out in this way. Gilbert, I do agree with you. That kid is very talented, but can he chill out and relax and in serious situations kind of chill out? Because that's not no offense, but that's not a team in the Rams that you can take lightly, especially at the end of games. They're very well coached. They have a great head coach on that side. They have a defensive coordinator who's getting looked at for head coaching gigs. You have to be better when it comes to those moments late in the game. The stat, and then we'll go to Dan, but I wanted to give you that stat, Gilbert. Matthew Stafford is the only quarterback since the merger to throw 40 passes, complete under 50% of his throws, throw for 0 touchdowns in a road game, and yet still win.
Wow.
Quarterbacks before that had been 0-99 and 1 on the road since the merger when doing that. So that's a very impressive stat. But Angel, I'm home today. I wasn't at the other place that I was at last time I was on the show. So no office. It's my regular decor.
Come on, we have backgrounds virtual and you don't. Come on, Fernando.
Yeah, I know exactly. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents, Gilbert. I don't think you're far off. But the thing is, Ben Johnson is going to have to realize, hey, they have seen your work this year. Every head coach has taken notice, and they're going to come at you guys a different way next year. Let's see if you're able to take it to them next year. But I do agree with you that the kid's talented.
You're here, and I want to hear you chime in. But before, let me cut you off.
I'm being respectful.
You know what? And
I'm a good boy.
It just set you up here because I do want to hear what you guys think. Because yes, you are out of your swimsuit editor role. He isn't that good. Okay. Yeah. What a dream job to be the swimsuit editor that I am not. But
could you imagine?
I was gonna say I don't know who to put the blame on for that interception. Like obviously Caleb Williams threw it. Maybe he should be the leading guy to take the blame there. But why does Ben Johnson call for a shot play there when all you need is a field goal to win it and you're moving across?
Yeah, you're setting me up right where I wanted to go, so that's perfect.
I know it was 2nd and 8, but it was still 2nd down. Like maybe run the ball and get some more yards and go for a third. Yeah, and then so I blame Johnson. I blame Caleb Williams for not having the awareness to say, you know what, let's go something. Like you have leeway at the line of scrimmage to go and check out of it or do whatever, or like go to a different guy who's running the route better. And that's my thing. DJ Moore looked like he was a little lazy on the route. I don't. Was it a drag route, a curl route, a go route? I can't even tell what the hell he was trying to do out there. And there was miscommunication. And Caleb Williams called it that. You're not going to put your guy under the bus there, but it could have been Moore and Caleb not maybe calling the play out properly. I don't know what happened with DJ Moore, and I'm not going to knock DJ Moore when he had 2 game winners, the one before that against Green Bay and the one in week 16 against Green Bay. Like he's been clutch. So I don't know what happened, but in his mind, if he didn't put out full effort, it's going to go down with one of those plays like Cam Newton when he jump on the football in the Super Bowl 50. Yeah. So, Dan, from there, I want to hear your point of view. What happens on miscommunication on a vital play like that?
Oh, I was going to tell you, no, I agree with you because, I'm a journalist. I have my T-shirt. I'm not wearing it today, but I'm unbiased. He does have a lot of talent. I was telling Fernando, it'd be kind of exciting to see the Bears and Seattle like NFC Championship, just because 2 teams who haven't been there in a while. Obviously we have our Compa over there at the Bears, and I'd love for him to see that and win another Super Bowl again. And like it's exciting. But like the thing that for me, for Caleb, that I'm just with you on is like, that's why I tell you guys when it comes to quarterbacks, I do not want scramblers. I want guys who are throwing from the pocket, but have the ability to scramble. I think a lot of these guys, they live and die too much by, being off script, by running around in the pocket, by trying to do all this stuff to the point where sometimes they'll have a clean pocket and they still want to move. And that's when they get sacked. That's when they run into trouble and stuff like that. And the other thing is, for me, I thought a lot of last night was on Ben Johnson, like you said, calling a shot play as you had the Rams defense, in my opinion, on their heels anyway, because you had all the momentum because you were coming back. The other thing is, I want to know, there was one time for sure. I don't remember if there was another time or not, but if you settle for a field goal instead of going for it on fourth down, obviously all things considered, if everything stays the same, you win the football game. Like, that's why I don't understand. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind going balls to the walls and being aggressive, but like early in the game is not the time to do it. You gamble at the end of it. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was going to tell, EJ is reading my mind over here. It's almost like he pulled a script or he pulled the same playbook out of Dan Campbell's when he was in the NFC Championship. I wish he would have settled for field goals. Obviously who knows what would have happened, Rams or Chiefs Lions, but you settled for field goals early, and by the way the game is going late in the game, that's when you can decide to gamble. But I don't understand why everyone's so hot and horny trying to just go for it all the time. Like, don't get me wrong, like, mind you, I won't listen to the computer. I don't care what the computer says if I should go or not, but shut that thing off and let me do this. And I think also, and that was just the biggest thing for me, because there was a couple times also he called similar fourth down run plays, and they went for it in the end zone.
Remember also?
So there were 2 field goals they missed, 2 field goal opportunities they missed, right?
Yeah.
What are we even talking about? You know what I mean? 3? That's even worse. You know what I mean? That's 9 points you leave on the board. And it's like, again, I totally understand the thought of, touchdowns will beat the Rams, but you have to have faith in your guys and you have to be able to read a game. Like that's the problem that I think some of these guys have. They don't read the game well. I'm talking about, coaches, not only quarterbacks, but, and the other thing is like, the defense was doing well against the Rams. Like, you should have been able to trust them to hold them. After that first drive, they kind of settled down pretty well. So that was kind of the thing for me. Like, I don't understand why you're not settling for field goals like early in the game, because that's kind of the building blocks for later, because then it puts you at least either in a better position or in a closer position to kind of go ahead. Like, again, early in the game, that's where you chip away at putting points on the board. The last thing you want is to come up with zeros on too many drives, because obviously that'll catch up to you and kill you. So, but yeah, in terms of Caleb Williams, he has a lot of talent. I'm just not a fan of him. And I think I've said that before. I try and be as unbiased as I can. Obviously, I add a little flair. You never
said that before, Dan. I didn't know you didn't like him.
I know. No one would know these things. I've never said it before. Like, I'm not a fan of the theatrics. So, I think, the Josh Allen thing also, don't come up to a podium and cry when you think you're Mike Vick over here running the football and then throwing it the other way. Like, to me, again, it's just a lot of sloppy football. And that's why I'm even more pissed at the Chargers. None of these teams, in my opinion, are, open and door shut dominant, except maybe Seattle. But I mean, we'll find out against the Rams.
I was impressed with the Rams, Gilbert.
Oh, so was I in the cold weather.
I was impressed. That they've won 2 different ways. They've won 2 different ways. They won in a shootout against needing a game-winning drive against the Panthers, and now the way that you won in the cold, it's freezing cold. You're over there. Well, not freezing cold, but it was cold. And to pull that game out at the end when everybody thought, when they had turned, like, you saw Matthew Stafford's face when they punted it back to the Rams or to the Bears. He looked like a face like saying they're going to bring it up, they're going to kick the field goal, and we're done. So I was impressed.
Well, that was the other thing. Like, you already do what you have to do in overtime to get the ball back. Like, why not be smart, chip away, go down the field? Like, you don't need to take shots. But the problem, I put that too, Gilberto, a little more, is kind of on coaching, because he's a young guy. Of course, he thinks he can make every play and every throw, and that's what gets him into trouble. They have to, like, communicate to him. They have to do something to tell him, like, hey, let's be smart now, Caleb. All right, we'll bring in the we'll bring in whoever does nails. I'm not going to say a certain specific type of people, but we'll bring them in on Monday morning to do your nails and everything else. Like, just be smart with the football. Don't turn the ball over. Don't do anything stupid, and just let's march down this field.
On the Ram side, what did you think?
Yeah, and just to kind of put a bone that, like, I like that for Ben Johnson, man. Like, you're gonna go into an offseason saying, like, I had essentially three shots to win that game there, like with a second down, third down, and fourth down, and that's what you called, and nobody was on the same page. That goes down to coaching. And last thing on Caleb Williams, like, yeah, the future is bright, but like, are you gonna be Aaron Rodgers or are you gonna be Brett Favre, which is a lot more erratic than Aaron Rodgers? But at the end of the day,
as long as he doesn't send pictures of his ding-a-ling to people, he'll be fine.
Well,
allegedly,
do the drugs. Do the drugs.
Allegedly,
don't fraud the government. Allegedly,
yeah, I was gonna say, don't take welfare money. Like, anyways, but
exactly.
The future is bright. So you're a Bears fan, go ahead and feel good about it. But it should have been a legendary night. And like I wrote at SI.com, it's still a special night or a special season to know what you're capable of. But I think about Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady in the AFC title game where the old guy was like, not yet, kid. I'm gonna beat you. And actually beat him twice in that Super Bowl again with the Buccaneers. But anyways, the Rams you're right, Fernando, and also you too, Dan, because when you're in the playoffs, you better be versatile. You better be ready for whatever the game provides. Like if you have a game plan and it goes to hell, you better adjust. If it's cold out there, your running game's not working, just find the way to win that damn game. And they did that, and it kind of felt full circle because last year against the Eagles, another tight game, divisional round, in the cold, physical matchup. I don't think it went overtime. I lost track, but it was pretty close down the end, and you didn't come through. That pass was to Stafford to Puka, boom. Jalen Carter was a beast in that game, and the Eagles win that game. Jared Verse was yeah. So it was very similar, and they came out on the right end of another physical matchup. And credit to Dennis Allen and the Bears. They had a great game plan for Stafford and Puka and Devontae. They shut them down. And by the way, speaking of, and to your point, Dan, you're tired of all the hype for Caleb Williams. Stafford had a pretty nice throw too that nobody's talking about.
Oh, yeah, on the sideline or whatever. Yeah,
where he just kind of bended the pass or curved it, whatever. Yeah. But you got to find ways to win playoff games, and that's all that matters. And I think having that experience on their side with Stafford and McVay, McVay kept saying at the podium, like, man, I almost cost my team the game because I was terrible coaching, and he was for the most part. And again, you highlighted Kyron Williams, Fernando. I'm shocked he ended up with 21 carries because they were not using that guy properly in the first half, and then when the game got pretty tight in the fourth quarter, they gave him more carries.
He put it away. Yeah, he put it away.
Like, it didn't really pop out on the stat sheet, but some of these like tough runs to extend plays and get a first down, they were vital. Especially that I want to say it was when it was a 10-10 game, they went up ahead 17-10. He was critical. Got the touchdown, I think, on that drive too. So that's the testament to the Rams. They have a versatile personnel that can win in various ways, and that's going to be a benefit when you play the Seahawks on Sunday.
And the other thing is, too, just to add one last thing to this game, when you notice, right, that's the difference in coaching in the sense of, like, Puka kind of gets started off early, and then they kind of shut him down later in the game. And if you notice, McVay kept moving him around, putting him into motions, moving him in, moving him out, trying to find ways to get him open and feed him the football. Like, that's the thing that I get so frustrated about, this past season with, the Chargers and other teams. Like, you have to be creative to try and get your guys the football. I forgot what team sometimes puts their receivers in the backfield because you're trying to find mismatches against linebackers and things of that nature. So, again, I know I kind of, poke fun at McVay and all that all the time. I know Eric's excited, but he's, in a dilemma. He doesn't know who he wants. He wishes they could both win, but yeah, like, it just, more credit to that guy. It's always fun to watch, the Rams when, Stafford's there and all that stuff. And it's just so interesting to watch always. Exactly.
I thought he was going to get stopped.
Exactly.
I thought he was going to get stopped.
It was close. But even just that, just being creative to get him the football, even running the football.
There was that one play where, I don't know if you guys remember, Tom Brady. No, who was it? Tariq. No, the other dipshit, the tall one, the Chris Collinsworth. He goes, Devontae's one-on-one on the left side, but they put Puka all the way inside, and Puka just did a quick. He just kind of went up a little bit. Matthew Stafford got him the ball, and then he jumped. Like it was like a third down, I think, late in the game. And I was like, wow,
yeah.
what a great play.
Oh, but that was
I
couldn't believe that also because the Bears basically gave it to him.
Yeah,
they gave it to him. They call out an all-out pressure, and they're lined up. Their DBs are lined up like 10 yards downfield when it's 3rd and 6. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
are you kidding me? Get burned over the top. At least you're gonna slow these receivers down, so he has to think about it. Maybe force an errant throw before he gets hit. So, but like I said, he's a good coach. It's going to be interesting to see Seahawks, Rams. I hope it's just a good game. So, especially, part of me would love, bring him in. Part of me would love to see Darnold win a Super Bowl just because that would be one for Gilberto right there.
Get out of here. Yeah. Hey, he's one game away, though. Jeez,
I know, for real.
Let's get Vic in here to talk about this next game.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But before, obviously,
Stidham and Darnold. How about that?
Holy shit, dude! When I heard the teams that were going, I was like, "Are you kidding?" Before we talk about the other game, did you guys see who is at the national championship game? Front and center, Raiders owner.
Oh yeah,
Mark Davis, and so is Tom Brady. Your
Tech too.
But Brady's not there, right?
No, he is. They just
I meant in the photo.
No, he's right here.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
With a Las Vegas.
You know what's funny? What's funny?
So weird.
I saw a thing that was hilarious. They're like, what if Brady runs out of the tunnel on Sunday for the Broncos? I was like, that would be amazing.
I pitched something to Gilbert and to Vic. Vic was a little bit more.
You don't want to see this.
I'd rather see Brady.
No, show it to him. Did you show it to him already, Fernando?
No. Yeah, I did. Yeah, Philip running, walking into that with his bolo.
That'd be fun. I think it'd probably be better than Stidham, but I mean, who knows?
By the way,
Vic, the video that got me, Fernando, from you was how Bo Nix broke his ankle.
Oh yeah.
You know what I love too, though? I forgot who tweeted it. They're like, and again, I'm not the biggest Phillip Rivers guy, but credit where credit's due. They're like, Rivers played on 2 torn ACLs. Ice up, son. I couldn't believe that. Like, it's keeping him out if he finished the game, but I guess whatever.
Look at did you guys see what Jackson Smith and Jigba did on look at this.
They're taking turns. Oh, I'm tired of this. This is such a stupid trend.
I know. Like, everybody's doing this.
Can we be original? Exactly. It's so lame. I don't want to see people doing drugs on a sideline going ballistic. Like,
allegedly.
By the way, it was confirmed he used to do it. I don't know if he still does it. So exactly. The U.
Vic, we watched Housemaid on Friday, and then we watched Primate on Sunday.
The most glorious film I've seen in a while.
Your second time watching it?
I'm gonna go watch Housemaid again.
Once.
Hey, Robert D, if you're in here, you'll love Housemaid. Go check that thing out, dude.
Did you guys go back and just watch the Sydney Sweeney scene there?
No, we told a certain individual that we were with. We're like, we bring you to go watch Sydney Sweeney's Tatas, and you bring us to watch Primate. Are you serious? Like, I was like, that movie was gnarly.
It's no secret. It's no secret after that film why she's the sweetheart of America right now.
A monkey, like a family has a monkey that they're doing research on, and they bring in a mongoose. The mongoose bites the monkey, and it had rabies. And the monkey goes ballistic and he starts killing everybody.
28 days later?
So think like 28 days later with an animal.
Yeah, but the remake sucked. I don't even think I want to go see the
second part.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, it looks
all
like
right. Let us move over to the morning game
movie.
Drake May, 16 of 27, 179, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. The big player there was Booty, 3 catches, 75, 1 touchdown.
Oh yeah,
he had a great touchdown. On the other side, CJ Stroud, 20 of 47, 212, 1 touchdown.
Your quarterbacks aren't doing well.
CJ Stroud in the playoffs.
What?
Stroud in the playoffs, 462 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 picks.
Good luck, Tay
fumbles.
Jackson.
What Vic, what are your thoughts on well, if you want to give your thoughts on CJ Stroud, or if you want to give your thoughts on the game?
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
Where do you want
Okay,
to
go
start?
ahead.
Texans or Patriots?
Do Patriots.
Patriots. I thought they got bailed out a lot with what CJ Stroud did on the other side. I was really I wanted to see what Drake May could do in this game against a legit defense. And outside of him getting bailed out by a lot of his receivers with great catches, I didn't see much there that I'm excited about in this matchup. Like, and that was one of my biggest things was like, I wanted to see how he fared against good defenses last week against the Chargers, and then this week against the Texans. And it's not going to get any better. He's going to have to go in high altitude against that Denver's defense. So it's a great test for him for a young quarterback. This run by the Patriots, it's starting to remind me of the Bengals from a few years ago. Because remember, it was Joe Burrow in his second year. You have Drake May in his second year. I would not be surprised if they make it to the Super Bowl just like Joe Burrow did. And then guess who they played? The Rams. So it's looking like that trajectory for the Patriots.
On the Texans?
The Texans, CJ Stroud, I talked about it, guys. What was it? Maybe it was about a month ago, 2 months ago, about the AFC South quarterbacks and how you're going to have to start talking about what you're going to do with the future with them. I know Gilbert came after me because he said CJ Stroud has won 3 straight wild card games, and so deserves to get paid. And I was with you, Gilbert, but now we're starting to see that there are some deficiencies. Like they changed his OC 2 times in a row. Maybe that's what it is, but you have to start thinking about whether or not you're going to extend him and how much do you want to pay him, because are you sure he's your guy going forward? And if so, you need to make sure that you get an offensive coordinator that can work with him, because that defense is legit. And you can't be wasting that defense the next 2 years with CJ Stroud if he's not your guy.
It's crazy. I heard Dan Patrick today go off on. Go ahead, Gilbert. But just real quick, I just heard Dan Patrick go off and saying, if I was them, I would wait 1 more year to see if I'm going to pay CJ. And I'm like, damn. The conversation's really changed from his rookie year when they all thought that he was the next one, and now you're like wondering, is he the one? So, just crazy to see that we really live in a season to season league because of everything that happened.
Year to year.
CJ did not even in, like we said, in the Charger game, he had started off with 2 great passes that were obviously misjudgment by the defense, but then the defense settled down and then they were able to take the ball away from him. The same thing happened against this. Look, CJ was the one waving at the Steelers crowd.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on that,
dude. You had a bad game. Like, don't you?
He had like 6 turnovers.
Yeah, he had a couple of turnovers. Yeah, he had fumbles in that game. I completely agree. Gilbert, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, I think I saw a stat that he's the first quarterback to have 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles in a single playoff, and he only had 2 games. So that kind of tells you how bad he was. And yeah, I'm pissed off about this one because the Texans were my Super Bowl team. Freaking assholes. And I am 8-2 in the playoff picks, but my 2 Super Bowl teams are out, the freaking Eagles and the Texans. So 8-2, what does it really mean? Who the hell knows?
It doesn't matter. I went back to back in the pick'em, so I don't even want to hear it.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and brag about that one. But do you guys have Super Bowl teams left? I forget. Am I the only one?
I don't even know.
Mine are
out. I'm sure mine are out.
I said Bills. I said Bills, Eagles.
Yeah, I said Packers. I said Packers, Chargers. Yeah, so I'm pretty bad.
Vic, what was yours?
Because I was so bad with picks, I did it intentionally, and I picked the Seahawks and the Texans because I want a rematch. I wanted the rematch, so yeah, I'm getting the rematch. So
all right, well, you got one. Yeah, I feel better. You guys are also out, the Ramirez brothers, but exactly. You guys are right. Like things change very quickly, and I think I'm looking more of the body of work. I also never. I'm not saying like. Honestly, like you don't pay quarterbacks after 3 years unless you know they're like superstar status. Like obviously you knew what the Burrows and the Herberts and
Yeah.
You know, for a while it was
That's
rare
wild.
to pay a guy after 3 years, and now it feels like because people want to get ahead of the quarterback money, they want to do it after 3 years. But same thing with Brock Purdy. I was shocked that he got paid after 3 years, and he's good,
Trevor
but he
Lawrence.
wasn't. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. All these guys were getting paid like they were superstars. And I thought at some point, for a while, it meant something to get paid after 3 years in your first year of being eligible for a contract. And now it's all about salary cap purposes. So maybe they could play into CJ Stroud, but he's been so bad where go ahead, Vic.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the comp with Carson Wentz? I know that he hasn't had an injury, but remember the Eagles paid him after 3 years and they regretted paying him. So what do you think about that comp?
Well, he's been pretty bad. You know,
he needs to go to the View. Casting time.
But the thing with him is like he kind of benefited from a very like lights out rookie year. He was pretty good, and there's flashes where he makes
good.
Yeah. He makes these high level throws that Bryce Young can never dream of. But like the last 2 years, like Bryce Young is starting to catch up to CJ Stroud. That's how bad he's been. And then I think for him and D'Amico Ryans being so loyal to him, they're gonna have to live with the whole like, did we miss our chance to win a Super Bowl with this defense here? Because defenses like that don't have long windows. It's like maybe 2-3 years, and you better maximize it. And then you look at the field, like Josh Allen was just eliminated. Your defense didn't have to face Josh Allen. You could have had Stidham. It was all set up for them, and then you freaking choke like that, Stroud. Like anytime he dropped back, I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know. He had no awareness for anything. So yeah, I'm with you guys. Don't pay the guy after 3 years. Yeah, his body of work looks nice when you got 3 divisional round appearances, but at some point, like, can you do more than that? Are you just benefiting from a good defense? And I like I said, I already said it, but I think they wasted a special defense that could have won the whole thing on its own. And at some point, you got to have some offense. I kept saying like it didn't matter. Like I didn't think it's gonna get that worse or that bad. I just kept getting worse and worse. So I definitely don't pay. There has to be like a breaking point where like you got to make the quarterbacks earn it. I don't know who was the last quarterback that had to earn it. Honestly, I think it was Dak Prescott when he kept going like all these franchise tags with the Cowboys. But like make these guys earn it, man. They're not all going to be. Kirk Cousins had to earn it too, but it's been like that's like 6-7 years now. Everybody's getting paid like freaking participation trophy out here.
Oh, it's a joke, dude. When it comes to quarterbacks, they have a league now set up and designed for them to score points and win and have better stats. They're not passing the 4,000-yard thresh mark anymore.
Nope.
With an extra game.
And they're getting paid, and with an extra game, and they're getting paid more than the real men who used to play in this league. Like, what are we even talking about when it comes to quarterbacks? That's why
they have a lot of guys up, Gilbert, and you're right. Sorry, I apologize.
Scream at him.
It's like that meme. Again, I was interrupted.
No, I was just gonna say, like, they have a lot of free agents coming up, not this year, but next year. And you're gonna have, like, next year, Danielle Hunter, Titus Howard, Dalton Schultz, Aziz Al-Shahir, Joe Mixon, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson Jr.
That's the one.
Yeah, you have a bunch of
Joe Mixon was on that team.
Yeah. You have a bunch of guys that are gonna be free agents. Henry Toto, whatever the shit. You have a bunch of guys that are going to be free agents that your team needs.
Well, real quick before I forget, Fernando, have you guys noticed how much Will Anderson Jr. looks like Bronny James? Like to the point where
I was thinking, I thought I was the only one that thought that.
And like the skill set, like maybe he is somehow related to LeBron James. Like he's a lot more talented than Bronny.
I'm sure the guy.
I wanted to ask you guys, in terms of Stroud, like you know how you guys we talked about Herbert and the fact that he needs to be more demanding of his front office to go get him offensive linemen. Like, at what point are you CJ Stroud and it's like, yeah, it's great that we have a great defense, but can you give me some help on the offensive line because these guys aren't getting it done?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was
gonna say
that was another thing too.
Some of the stuff though, like it's him turning the ball over, either holding too long, throwing into tight windows. Like again, I'm so anti-quarterback at this point. Whereas, like, I would take as much as I hate to say it, because that's another wasted year in the Tom Telesco decade, but I would take a 2015 Broncos team over signing the best quarterback I can go get out there. I would take a quarterback who's not an idiot, who can read a defense, get me into the right plays, and not turn the ball over and run the football well, and a defense that'll smother you. You know, I love Fitness's comment right here, by the way, and this is what I wanted to touch on before I kind of keep going. CJ Stroud and Josh Allen, we should build them a statue in LA, because I hope these pundits are going to focus on them instead of our poor king over here who's gotten the shit kicked out of him all year. But, you know, in all reality, if that defense does not score 14 points, we would have had probably Steelers, Patriots, and no one wants to talk about that. Like, that's the craziest part to me. That's why when he was so arrogant waving to Steeler fans, like, dude, you're the guy who was on the project but did nothing and got an A. Like, what are you talking about? You know, and I think the other thing is him turning the ball over so much in 2 games is very alarming. And, you know, in terms of what you're saying, you're right, Hilberto, in the sense you're wasting the defense in a year where the playoffs is wide open. That's why I was so pissed they didn't make enough moves in the offseason to go get it this year. Because, again, when you look at the table, no one thought the Patriots were going to be there except your boy, because he picked them early on. It was one of my teams, but I'm not even going to talk about that. I don't even want to mention that because I'm above those things. But the Patriots, no one thought they were going to be there. I'm sure the Broncos, no one really thought they were going to make it this far. The Seahawks, for sure, no one picked to probably be this far. And it's like, really, the Rams is the only royalty you have left in the league. And it's like, this was the year to win it if you're Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, like some of these teams. And look what you've done. You can't protect the football. Okay, I already said it. You don't need to bring him up again. I already said it. Let me go get my journalism shirt. I already said it. If you're the Bears, if you're the Bears, if you're the Packers, whoever, like, this was the year to do it, because you don't have those powerhouses in it. I don't even count the Ravens, because everybody tries to hype them up, but come on, they haven't, you know, really been a serious for a while. So, but yeah, it's just crazy to me. Like, I hope CJ Stroud and Josh Allen catch all the flack, because I think they're going to look back on this year, you know, with regret, kind of being like, this could have been the one, dude. So,
hey, Fernando, next
by
time.
the way,
you're going to cut me off?
No.
You're going to cut me off? The next time you introduce Dan, I want you to say 2-time Pick'ems Challenge champion and got the Patriots right in 2025, So next time,
I'm going to get a trophy.
By the way,
we're making a banner.
Marcus Freeman, Nick Saban, and Desmond Howard just went with Miami, and Pat went with Indiana, was the only one. So that's interesting.
Ooh, I thought they were the favorites.
Yeah. I know.
What time does this start? I want to watch this game.
It's in Miami. It's in Florida.
It starts in 7 minutes.
Oh, well, the problem is they have Abella Danger also at the U, so that gives them a little more energy over there. What? I don't know who she is. I see her all over the place.
She's trying to be a sports agent.
You must be a super fan. I don't know.
Abella Danger is trying to be a sports agent.
There's a
lot of red.
Are you
There
serious?
is a lot of red.
Hey, she can represent the Compas.
Oh, hey. If I see her at that Radio Row, that's going to be an interview I'm going for. I'm going for that interview.
By the way, Jesus.
Carson
Beck looks
really like he's 30.
He hasn't been to class in 2 years, guys.
When I heard that, come on, you can't be playing college football. You haven't been to school in 2 years. Get the hell out of here.
If it wasn't for him, I would be okay with Miami winning, but I don't want Miami to win because I don't like.
My brother's a Cavendish Twin fan.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even
real
know
quick,
who they are.
I think all 4 of us are in agreement. This needed to happen. I heard Rich Eisen today, like, kind of cheerlead.
There's been a lot of them.
And I'm kind of like, he's like, oh, when DeMar Hamlin died on the field,
We're
was the
still
first
talking about this.
Like,
no offense.
I'm like, what are we talking about?
What does that have to do?
When Rapture gave the news, like, he wanted to cry. I was like, what the hell?
I didn't get it. I think this is more Tony Dungy. I mean, but
yeah,
Tampa Bay was built completely different, obviously. but
Gruden needs
they
to go.
needed,
He needs to
in
go
my
there.
opinion, they needed a change. Now, the only problem is you made a change because you won a week late, because you might have had John Harbaugh. If you would have done this beforehand, I get it. You were still in the playoffs, but you could have had a chance at John Harbaugh, who just actually entered the building in New York. By the way, I think it's so cheesy when they have the whole staff come out and clap.
Weird.
Their
It's weird. I don't know if they think it's F1 or what, but it's
weirdest
weird.
thing ever.
The lady from the Jaguars up there.
Oh, I remember. Oh, that was a funny one.
Oh, I saw someone say that about
but
someone should do that at the Ben Johnson thing.
Gilbert,
that'd be funny.
Yeah, that's what Vic sent the other day. Gilbert, give me one, the person that should replace him, and what your reaction was to him getting fired. That's 10 head coaching openings, by the way.
Yeah, I know, which is wild. But
It's like
I think
fourth of the league, probably.
It just happened not too long ago, like 3 years ago, I think. In 2022, there was 10, something like that. I forget what year. But and
2 years ago,
like,
2022,
23. But the thing about this, which is like was weird, because like everybody's saying it's a surprising move, a shocking move. And I'm like, the only reason why it was shocking because everybody was complaining about the officials in the game, and I'm like, okay, that's cool and all. Like, yeah, maybe they got the player wrong. I don't freaking know. I've seen that play 20,000 times. I still don't know, and I don't care anymore. But like, are we not going to talk about McDermott's latest disaster playoff?
Yep, exactly.
In a year where, again, there was no star quarterbacks, in a year where the Patriots passed you in the division, in a year where new contenders emerge and you're still a second round and out team, like, is no one going to be concerned about that while McDermott is crying and saying, I'm standing up for Buffalo? Yeah, stand up for Buffalo by doing something in 9 years. It's 9 years and you haven't made to one Super Bowl. Like, not just win it, just get to the damn game. And you, like, if you go, Josh Allen's going to turn 30 in freaking, I think, May or March. I lost track. But, like, 9 years of not getting this guy to the Super Bowl. Like, Burrow's been to the Super Bowl. And obviously, I don't need to go down that road. But, like, you can't waste his prime years anymore. And, you know, but the thing is about this, like, I honestly don't even care that they missed out on Harbaugh or Stefanski. And I kind of go to what Victor is saying, like, go see what's up, what else is out there. Like, you know, look under every rock. Like, is it, maybe go try to go.
A lot of people are saying that the Jaguars OC, that he blew the Browns away with his interview.
Yeah. Okay. And their DC is also a candidate. Maybe try to get Jesse Minter away from Baltimore. Like, he doesn't have to be offensive minded. Maybe Joe Brady if you want to keep it going. I don't know about the Brian Daboll one.
I don't like that one.
I don't really like it either. But like, you know, obviously Davis Webb is getting a lot of love out there. Nate Shieldhouse, did we get it right for the Rams? The up and coming pass coordinator. Chris Shula, Vance Joseph. Like, why don't you even try to make a phone call for Mike Tomlin? If Mike Tomlin's saying I'm going to retire for a year, but now you're saying Josh Allen could be your quarterback, he might listen. So to me, it's like, who cares about the two big hirings? Go do the longest search ever. There is up-and-comers, there's former coaches, there's superstars out there, gems, whatever you want to call it. To me, it had to be done. But also, you know, don't rush the process because you're so desperate to get Josh Allen to the Super Bowl. If you get a younger guy who has to learn like Ben Johnson did this year, but you know the payoff is going to be maybe year 2 or year 3, that's okay too. Like, I get he's 30, but he's also a quarterback who hasn't, you know, suffered too many injuries, I think, in his career. I don't think he's actually missed a game in a very long time now I think about it. He has like a starting streak. But, yeah, if it's a 2-year, 3-year plan, so be it. But with McDermott, it felt like you had 10 years, bro. You couldn't do anything with it.
Can I
real
just
quick? Yeah. Vic, you're next real quick.
I'm going to piggyback off
Mendoza Sr. and Mario Cristobal went to high school together. They both played offensive line together in high school, so that's actually pretty I just saw the fun fact right now. Vic, go ahead. Sorry.
And I'm gonna piggyback off of that, Gilbert, and I'm gonna say, why didn't you also fire the general manager?
I don't get that either.
Like just look at his draft history. Like, outside of James Cook and Dalton Kincaid, who made the Pro Bowl, and Josh Allen, he hasn't had good drafts. Like, he can, for whatever reason, be able to draft pass rushers. Like, he keeps missing on those. And so I just don't understand, like, why are you allowing him to have an opportunity to pick your coach here? And then that's why I'm just like, it's gonna be Daboll, guys, because he wants somebody that he can tell him what to do. And the fact that Daboll got fired by the Giants, he was a guy that was with him as the offensive coordinator before he left to the Giants. It feels like that's going to be the move, which is lame to me. And I at that point, you kind of just feel bad for Josh Allen.
Since drafting Josh Allen in 2018, according to Benjamin Solak, the Bills have drafted 56 players. 2 of them have made the Pro Bowl. James Cook, Dawson Knox. Oh, Vic, I think you just said that. My bad.
No, that was.
I agree with you though. I agree with you though. I don't know why the GMs always make it for whatever reason. I think Eric's kind of explained it to me once because they know how to whisper in the owner's ear to make him feel comfortable and nice or whatever. But it's just crazy to me again, like how these guys survive so long. I have no idea, but I wish. So hot on before next week though, because he's gonna have a rough weekend ahead of him. He's not gonna
play a month.
Who to try to push?
Yeah, don't tell me that fitness Northern Lights tonight. I saw that and I got pissed off because I went and I didn't see it. So, yeah.
Oh, really? You missed it? Oh,
I didn't see them when I was there. Yeah,
that blows. I'm sure you were pissed. But in my opinion, this was a couple years too late. In my opinion, you had Vrabel at one point on the market. Like again, I don't remember the timeline.
Yeah, Harbaugh, Vrabel, Johnson.
You had exactly, but like you had what's it called? You had in recent memory when they're up 13 or 30 seconds left, 3 timeouts, go down, score, lose to the Chiefs. You have the other one where I think it was 30 seconds. I thought was it 30? 13, whatever. 13. The point 13, is they had no idea and they gave it up. The other time where they drive down the field, Allen plays hero ball, misses him in the end zone, settle for a field goal. Mahomes goes down and scores and wins. Like there's too many of those you can count on your fingertips for Sean McDermott in the playoffs that you're like, this guy should have been fired a while ago because clearly they kept running into the same wall. Did they make an AFC championship or no? That's the only thing I don't remember.
They made one. That's the one where remember Stephon Diggs is like watching.
Oh yeah, you're right. But again,
one at home and the other one at the other one at home and away.
Really? So 2?
Even worse. Only 1? I thought it was like 2. Damn.
Well, he said, is it 2 or 1? Well, whatever.
I made 2.
But my whole thing is like
no. Last year, remember they were at home, and then
they
Bills,
they lost.
Came in and beat them, and then there was one where Stephon Diggs was watching.
Oh, last year they made it to the AFC Championship.
Yeah. And last year then 1 year Stephon Diggs.
They've got to beat it so many times by the Chiefs. It's hard to keep track.
I know.
Seconds, blowout AFC title game, bad spotting of the ball, and there was maybe one more. I forgot.
But that's what I'm saying. There's so many moments you've had of bad game management, bad decision making, and it should have happened earlier. Like again, I'm a big you had Vrabel out there, you had Harbaugh, you had plenty of other guys who could have won now. Because I think that's the biggest question they have to answer. Do they want to win now, or are they trying to just get some vet who knows how to be a head coach? That way you don't spend time having them learn on the job. Because I think the Tomlin one's interesting that you brought that up. I just think the only thing is going to be, I don't think people are going to want to trade for him, which I totally get. I think maybe if Big Billy Boy wants to make it back to the NFL, maybe it could be in there, but who knows?
So Rex Ryan said today on the Get Up that Bill Belichick should be the next head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
It wouldn't be a bad idea, but the only problem is, again, who is he going to take as offensive coordinator? Because if you remember, that was the problem towards the end of his tenure with the Patriots. He screwed up Mac Jones's development by making Matt Patricia and Joe Judge his offensive coordinator. Yeah. And, he mishandled his staff and kind of the team towards the end. Yeah. So, but again, that's a guy who knows how to win. He could probably put together a stellar staff, but who knows?
And then according to Tom Pelissero, the teams to watch when it comes to Sean McDermott are the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, and Tennessee Titans. But it seems like Matt Nagy is heading to the Tennessee Titans as their head coach. That's because Eric Bieniemy is heading back to Kansas City as their OC.
He'll be fired in 2 years. Here's
another reason why I don't really like the experienced head coach to take on this Bills job, because they're not the Tony Dungy situation. Tony Dungy built a defense full of Hall of Famers.
That's why I hesitated.
And a bunch of guys that they couldn't really figure out in the draft. Like, they're not really like one coach away, to be honest. I think they need a lot of work, and that's why the GM sticking around makes no sense. But if the new coach could help them hit on draft picks and maybe get some free agents, like you got to spend money too already. Like I don't know what the hell they done there, but that's why the only reason why I picked the Broncos to beat the Bills, they have a better roster. Like it was just Josh Allen and a bunch of other guys playing against Denver at the Mile High. But yeah, they're not. I don't think they're that easy of a fix. So to bring in guys like Tomlin and Bill Belichick or whoever, to me, I'd rather go with the young guy and make it a 2 to 3 year plan.
I agree.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And again, you have to see what candidates are out there too. Like that's going to be the fascinating part. Because I know everybody gets excited and they always want to pluck someone from the Niners or the Rams. So no one from the Packers because no one even knows where that place is or who they are. So
hey, Miami.
Real quick, 2 quick videos and then
we'll Mike McDaniel. That would be interesting. Mike McDaniel.
Supposedly they don't know if he would fit the Josh Allen.
Well, the problem is he wears his joggers too tight and too high up, so he'd freeze out there in December. So
yeah.
CM Punk was asked about what his thoughts are on the Chicago Bears losing, and listen to what he said.
My favorite part about the Chicago Bears season is when they lose and Seth Rollins gets sad. It's the absolute best for me. Almost root against him because Seth's such a big fan. And he's from Idaho, so I don't even understand where they're coming from. Hometown, born and raised Chicago sports fan. Love the team. Love the city. I think the McCaskies need to sell the Bears, and that's really the only way we're going to get to a Super Bowl. Seth,
you're right.
Break your heart.
Crazy.
And then one last one. Dan will love this one.
Tired of it.
Fernando Mendoza speaks about his faith, Dan.
Oh, I love it. Is he crying again?
I'm a Catholic man, and they've done so much for confession.
That's blasphemy.
It's mass every Sunday. So
yeah, good guy.
Really good.
It's either this guy's Cuban or he loves
to the Lord.
That's all I
really give thanks to God. And for example, the Heisman, the first thing I said in the Heisman speech was like, give all the glory to God. Like, thank you so much to God. And so I think it was really important to take it over those guys, especially those guys who've been great religious mentors to myself.
There you go. Yeah, he took the Heisman to his local Catholic church. I thought that was pretty cool. I know you'd rather have him getting DUIs. I know you'd rather have him getting DUIs and doing all this other stuff.
He's the perfect guy for Vegas.
Oh my
I know, for real.
But like, no, I told you last time when we kind of saw his whole speech.
You're gonna have him live in like Reno or somewhere on the outskirts.
Yeah, on the edge. It seems like a character sometimes. I'm like, I just, but
like, we're going to the strip club.
Like, no, Dwight Howard.
I'll pray for you guys.
I respect that.
Dwight Howard's dad was like a pastor or whatever, and always held him like close. And as soon as he let him go to the NBA, he went crazy and started spreading his seed. So
he landed in Orlando.
I know exactly. Oh, and exactly. Thank you guys so much. I know this was kind of a what's it called? A happy surprise for Compas show. Obviously, getting to have Dan and Vic on. I know it's Lunes Live, but tomorrow we will still have the For Compas show. Appreciate everybody who jumped on and watched us. Thank you to everybody who commented. You guys are the best. We will be we'll be back tomorrow. We will preview both AFC and NFC championships. We'll talk a little bit more about the Dolphins' new head coach. I'm sure within the next 24 hours, we'll be hearing about more head coaches getting hired. But Miami's running onto the field. Indiana is as well. And,
let's go.
Who do you guys have? Who do you guys have tonight, Dan?
Let's go. Who do you have? Cheese-eating bastard's gonna have to buy a steak dinner for his friend Indiana.
Indiana too.
Who do you have, Gilbert?
Give me Indiana. Fernando.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Vic, you also?
Yeah, I grew up on the U, but give me Indiana, the next quarterback of the Raiders.
He's praying right now. He's praying like a little kid. He's praying like this. It's funny.
Yeah. St. Michael the Archangel, defend us.
Carson Beck, we all know you're not praying. You're thinking about all the
okay, we don't need to drag this along. I'd like to watch too.
All about a Bella Danger in the background. Okay, appreciate you guys so much. Gilbert, get us out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Say your prayers. Watch the game. Vamos pues. Vámonos.